Everything you do it with your heart and never forget where you come from. That's the essence of who you are. And put God first, everything else second.
Hello, this is Creativity Squared at Miami Music Week with Esther Anaya, who's gone from classically trained violinist to electric violinist and DJ. Welcome, Esther.
Hi, Helen. Happy to be here.
Well, we just were at a 72-hour party at South by Southwest, so it is good to see you again. How has your Miami Music Week been?
Oh my God, it's been hectic, so busy, but very productive. A lot of shows, non-stop, no sleep, going and getting ready for the next show in just a little bit.
Nice. Well, you're up on the billboard. What are we like? I'm so excited to see you tonight. What's in store for tonight?
Oh my God. So I have kind of like an Afro house, Latin house set, melodic techno, lots of violin, live mashups, and it's some of my originals.
Amazing. Well, I'm so excited. And for those who are meeting you for the first time, you're a very multi-hyphenate artist. Can you introduce yourself and tell us why you love DJing and a bit about your origin story?
Sure. Well, I'm a DJ. I'm a music producer. I'm a classically trained violinist, singer, and I am from Colombia. I was born in Colombia, raised there, moved to the United States when I was 12. I continued my classically trained here, and then moved into the EDM spectrum and took lessons for DJing and producing about 12 years ago. 10 years ago, I started DJing, and it's been such a great, journey. I feel like coming from Colombia as a political asylum with a dream and pursuing the dream that I want, and making all the music and making great music for the people, just doing an amazing show. It's been a long road, not easy, but worth it.
You kind of casually dropped in there like asylum. Can you tell us about that? That's kind of wild.
Yes, it was kind of like one of the hardest times in my life, just because I love Colombia so much, and my whole family, extended family, is there. And waking up one day and my dad coming up to me and my brothers and my mom and being like, "We have to go to the United States because if we stay here, it's going to be dangerous and I could die." It was like someone dropping a bomb in my life. And he was like, "We got 2 weeks and pick up everything that is important for you, but not more than one luggage." So brought my luggage and my violin at that time.
And here we are at Miami Music Week. That is amazing. Well, congratulations. And how did you go from classic violin to EDM? How did you cross those worlds?
Well, there was a point in my life where I was doing, parties, private parties. And in one of those private parties that I was performing, they put one of the songs from Thomas Gold called "Sing to Me." And that song is an EDM song. And when I played that song, it was like, it was my own song. It was so easy to play, and it sounded so good that people were coming up to me and they're like, "Oh, is that your song? Where can I hear your song?" And I was like, "No, I was just improvising to it." And I realized that I had something special with that genre. I started digging more into it and learning it more, and here we are.
And not many DJs bring out a violin. And you just did a drone show. I feel like you're very artist, multi-hyphenate, but playing in the future tech too. So where do you kind of see DJing and all this talk of AI and tech kind of merging in your world?
That is the future, and I want to embrace it. Doing a show with a drone and many drones, which I'm actually going to show you a video. It was magical. It was like literally the first show that I did with a drone light show. They did a violin shape while I was playing one of my original songs, The Godfather, which I just released about a week ago. And it was just literally, I was playing and I was like, I want to watch the show. And it was in sync because the music had to be in sync with everything that the drone was portraying. I believe there is a niche there. I want to embrace that. And I want to embrace anything that has to do with technology and make my show even better than what it is.
I love that. And I have FOMO not being at that show. That is so cool. So we've got to get you some more drone shows.
Yes.
Well, one thing, I have a confession. I saw on Instagram your lovely husband and manager, Ben, that you put up there, like, he's MMA, casual, like a hobbyist MMA. Don't mess with me. It's
Yes.
Anaya. She's annihilates you. But you are a woman on the internet and a woman in the entertainment industry, and clearly you take your safety very serious.
Absolutely.
Can you comment on that, about how you see yourself as a woman in this world?
I feel like all women, we're very vulnerable at some point, and I feel we have to pay attention to our safety. It's very important. And I've had occasions in my life where I was not feeling safe. I even was chased in a gasoline station by someone. And from that day, I was like, I'm buying a Tesla. I'm not going to the gasoline station ever. But Ben is well trained in MMA, so I feel very safe when he's with me. And I feel that I always have to have protection around me because you never know.
Woman in
Yes.
the world, on the internet. Well, I do have a campaign that consent is sexy. So we're making consent of all forms for artists and music rights. So it's not exploited to any type of relationship.
Totally.
Yeah. And on the music and the future of your music, what do you want to manifest this year? What's beyond Miami Music Week? Where else can we see you?
All the biggest stages around the world. There. Next year, I'll be there.
Ultra.
Main stage. No, I manifest being at EDC, Tomorrowland, and Lollapalooza. There's many festivals where I see myself performing and bringing a drone show and bringing dancers, and bringing more instrumentalists besides me, and just creating a whole experience and a whole journey for the audience to hear, to feel, and just to be memorable. I just want to be remembered by providing a really good show, having, people have a great time and just enjoying the moment that they will be like, oh my God, I had the best time of my life that night that Anaya played.
Which I'm so excited for tonight. And this is just a teaser. We're going to do a full interview in a proper studio. We're going to go dive much deeper into all things of your world. But if you want our audience to remember one thing, what do you want them to remember?
I would probably say that everything you do it with your heart and never forget where you come from. That's the essence of who you are. And put God first, everything else second.
That is such a beautiful way to end the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending some time with us today. We're just getting started and would love your support. Subscribe to Creativity Squared on your preferred podcast platform and leave a review. It really helps. And I'd love to hear your feedback. What topics are you thinking about and want to dive into more? I invite you to visit creativitysquared.com to let me know. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for our free weekly newsletter so you can easily stay on top of all the latest news at the intersection of AI and creativity. Because it's so important to support artists, 10% of all revenue Creativity Squared generates will go to ArtsWave, a nationally recognized nonprofit that supports over 100 arts organizations. Become a premium newsletter subscriber or leave a tip on the website to support this project and ArtsWave. And premium newsletter subscribers will receive NFTs of episode cover art and more extras to say thank you for helping bring my dream to life. And a big thank you to everyone who's offered their time, energy, and encouragement and support so far. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. This show is produced and made possible by the team at Play Audio Agency. Until next week, keep creating.